So this is where timetabling comes in. Now, obviously what I've done is I'm going to make one train, and this train needs to be the template of what I'm going to run on this line. So this is how I will do timetabling. So train number 1, here, keep this on screen. I am going to now do the orders for the train. So it needs to stop here twice, and then the last place it will go is in the depot. So it literally, at the end of every route, it will go from this station to the sidings, then to the depot, to the sidings, and then back out. So it will do that every single time. That gives it time to catch up from late running schedules and such from its last trip. And the fact it visits a depot means that if that train needs replacing, then see that will happen as well. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to put myself to busy on Steam. There we go. So we'll make it stop here twice. So I found this is the easiest way to build schedules. I'll just click on a city twice and then click the last entry, and it will literally sandwich them in a very convenient obviously very convenient list of scheduling, basically. So it's going to stop in Gonton. We decided Gonton. Now, when it goes to Gonton, now I want that to be non-stop, and when it leaves Gonton, that needs to be non-stop, just so it doesn't stop. It's just so if it was trying to cut another train off, it doesn't go through any of the platform bays and add an implicit order. Flund Hall, of which we haven't done the platform. That is another area that we will need to come on to, but we could do that after we've set the train off. So it will need to stop here, 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 and finally here. So we have our ordering list. Now, what we need to do is, I'm going to go back to the train. We need to click on timetable, and this will pop up. And at the moment, there isn't a timetable. All we have to do is press autofill. That means on the train's first run now, it will automatically create a schedule, and that's the first step. So we need to let it basically generate a schedule, because we don't know how long it's going to take to complete these different sections in between stations. The best thing to do is just let the train do that itself and let it work it out. It will basically run the route, and it will just record how long it takes to stop at a station to pick up passengers and travel between them, and it will just put them in. So we'll do that for now. Just before I start the service, I'm just going to add this platform. So the 2 platforms here are an island platform. I'm going to do the same to the other station. The new platform, sorry. I cannot get my words out. So we have island platforms with this pack. So we will do that. For the buildings, I can't see what is behind the was this skyscraper here, but I'm going to presume that I've put a live time board on there, and then we'll put the space behind the stairs. So now we have an extra platform at this station to accommodate the increase in capacity. So what I'm going to do is we'll skip through this bit because it will take a long time to do, but yeah, we'll basically set this train off. okay, so I kind of just let that run by itself and went to go order some food, and that's why I've come back a little bit after it's finished its schedule. But here we are. The train has completed one full timetable by itself, and what that means is that we can click on the orders of that train, then click on timetable, and as you can see, autofill is now completely turned off, and we have a list of basically how long it took the train to complete each of those orders. Now, one thing I haven't done, which is I've just noticed, is I haven't set the sidings to be no loading and no unloading, which I should have done. That's quite bad because that means that the station is going to gradually pick up passengers for its entire existence now. But there's not really much I can do, so who cares? And obviously keep that off service. I also need to make sure that the last trip to the final station is no loading, so it doesn't take any passengers to the sidings, it doesn't pick anything up from the sidings, and it just services the depot. So that's how it should be. Now, within the timetable, there are a few things that I need to do. Firstly, the timetable that it runs, it's going to be different every single time. There's always going to be a train. It may have to wait for a train. It may enter a junction differently. There are always going to be discrepancies in the timetable. So it's important that we allocate time for that so that the train can keep as close to where we want it to be on the route as possible. So firstly, I'm going to make the waiting time before it starts 15 days and 25 days after. So it will wait 15 days leaving through the sidings and then 25 coming back. That's just in case it gets delayed at any point throughout the route. So first station is Dontown. It will. What I'm going to do is, just to be consistent, I'm going to see how long the other trains running through the station wait. They wait 2 days, so 2 days will be fine for that. In 2 days. Now, when I'm running through stations such as this one here, such as Gontown, one thing that you'll notice is obviously that there's only one platform going either direction, so I need to make sure that all the trains that service those stations are going to get in and out as quick as possible. Thus we may be holding up services behind. So let's have a look. So that one's heading the same way. Gontown. So at the moment, if you see here, these trains are waiting for 7 days and 5 days in the station afterwards. So I'm going to change those back to 2 days, and then we can leave the rest as they are. We can maybe add a little bit of time just after that as well, just so it can recover from the less time it's spending at the stations that we're going to be using as well. So we will wait here for 2 days, wait in Flund Hall for 2 days, which is this station here. So obviously that's being used by other trains, so we need to get out of that station as quick as possible. Now, the stations after there, these ones are only going to be used by this service, so we can wait for 7 days. And again, this can be a good catch-up. So the fact that the train will definitely have finished loading and unloading, even if it was fully loaded coming in and the station is fully loaded itself. But it gives it a bit of time to reset, obviously, any late periods. Even real-life traffic will use this method. So cross-country trains in the UK will generally have stops where they wait for about 10 minutes or so, just to catch up on schedule time. And we're going to adopt the same principle here because it does work very, very, very well. So there we have a consistent timetable of some stops which are quick stops for the train and some stops where the train will take more time. So that is set up. Now what we need to do, and whoops, I've gone too far. What we now need to do, now that we have a timetable, is I'm going to put it into, I'm basically going to organize the line into the rest of my, basically just organize the line. There's a few things that I need to do, just so I know exactly where I can access the train information and see my route. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to add it as another stopping service, so this one will be number 14. In fact, I've started naming them differently, I believe, yeah. Stopping 14 is there. So it's stopping 15. And these are just for my records here, so I know it's diesel. It's 4 tiles long. DBS, that is the DBS is the type of train. This is a turbo style, so we'll put TRB. So we'll put that in there. So now, if we clone the train, so obviously we need to make a lot more of these trains. I'm going to unpause. I'm going to put the depot on screen, and I'm going to click clone train. Now I'm going to hold down the control key, so I'm holding down control, and now I've clicked on here. And if I pause, I go back into the timetable for the new train. Whoops. You'll see it is shared orders. So these will always it will always share the same orders if you hold down Control whilst you're cloning a train. That means that if I ever edit any of the timetables, just like I've done with the other line there, to make it obviously wait less at those stations, it's going to affect every single train that runs to that timetable. So now all I have to do is hold down here, hold down Control again, and just keep bashing, and I'm just going to make a load of these because we need a lot on demand. Now, obviously, we need to start a lot of services, running through this line, and we need to space those out evenly. Now, there's two main ways that I found you can space trains out evenly. One is to have them, to basically let them go from the depot at time intervals, so every 30 seconds or so. The second is wait until the first train, being the one we're looking at now, reaches a geographical point that you can make out quite clearly, and then set another train off as it hits that point. Now, considering the trains are going to wait in the sidings for 15 days first, as soon as one of these trains hits this corner, I'm going to release another train from the depot. Now, I know that it's going to be on this line because it's specifically that type of train. Only the Turbo Star will run along this route of track. Now, if it was the same as another train which serviced this section, then what I would do is I would, before letting the train depart the depot, I would bring up the box and then press the go, so I could make sure it was the right one to reference. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fast forward again, but basically every time a train hits this curve, I'm going to release another one until I notice that the original train has hit this point coming backwards. So then I know that obviously by the time the last train will reach here, that train will be in place of it. So we've created a perfect circle of timetable services. And that's basically how I create my lines. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back afterwards. And thus the first train comes past our geographical point, and all of our trains are correctly placed along our route. So, as you can see, by the time the train that's just left the sidings gets to the point just before Waddingley, then this train will be ready just to leave the depot and get back in. Well, give or take a few days. Obviously, it has to wait a bit longer, but it'll be there or thereabouts, which is what's important. So now we've created a new branch line. We have new services that skip some more rural stations along this route here. It provides extra coverage for these quite large cities here. It provides a through service for passengers that want to come from this big city here. So overall, we've increased capacity, and to be honest, it's been quite a helpful project for the area. And later in the future, we can add maybe express services and then increase on this. But for now, that's going to do just for the obviously just for this area of the map. So what I want to quickly do is just add in the details to the map, and just like you'll see at some points throughout this video. This is actually how I create the map as well. So I have there's this website here, which is, it's quite basic, but it's really easy just to get something done quite quickly. It's a lot easier than Photoshop is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these very basic HTML commands. Just to move this canvas around, and this area here is where the root is. So I'll just draw a root from here, and but won't make it come out as far, just so it connects nicer up at this end, so it'll automatically snap and make this section here. Just going to drag OpenTTD just to the right hand side of the screen, just so I can move around the map and reference the station names. So I'm going to add station, just a dot. So we have here we have Fleffing, nope, Fleff on bridge. Then we have Sanningley, and then we have Draffing Bridge, and there we go. So we've successfully created a map, obviously, you know, just referencing what we've done, and we've finished the route, and that is basically it for this project. So what I'll do is quite soon I'll create another video where we'll go through another project within the world and we'll expand and create something new. But thanks for watching.